So, Kiko Morah, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
Good to have you here in the studio.
Thank you for inviting.
We were just talking about Quentin Tarantino, but let's start actually from the beginning. From the beginning of your story. Just tell me your story. From the beginning. Tell me.
Well, I'm Mexican, and I'm a filmmaker from Mexico. I came to the Netherlands 10 years ago. I moved here because my wife is Dutch. I met her traveling in Brazil when I was, we were 13 years old when we met. It was a summer camp in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
And we were both like in the summer camp.
Because I was like, how does it work?
Yeah, it's an international summer camp with little delegations from each country, 2 boys, 2 girls, and a leader.
Okay.
And then they do like campsites all over the world. So it's kind of like a lottery where you go. And I happened to meet my wife there. And
nice.
And we stayed in touch, but then we got together like almost 13 years ago. And then I moved here. I got married, and now I have almost 2 kids. It's like, 4-year-old and a baby in the oven.
Yeah, in the oven. Okay, cool. And did you come here just to be with her, or did you come here? Okay, so the whole filmmaking and everything that came later.
Well, I mean, that started way before. Like, I grew up in film sets. My dad, he's a creative director for advertising. He's now just about to retire, but in the 80s, 90s, he was doing all the really big commercials in Mexico, and I would go on set just to visit. So I grew up like amongst cameras and lights and everything, and it was fucking fascinating for me.
So it was like a natural inclination to go into that.
Yeah. My sister's also in the industry after studying psychology and deciding that like this is not for her. Now she's going to be an executive producer. The only one who said like nay, was my brother.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He lives in another state in Guadalajara, and he just decided like, nah, this is not for me. Films are not for me.
So what is he doing actually?
Oh my God, he changes jobs all the time because he said it like, I like money, I don't like to work. So he's
drug dealer, cartel.
Yeah. He's kind of doing all these kind of like passive income legal things to get money so he can just like enjoy life.
Passive income, legal things. That sounds so shady.
The way I put it, it was incredibly shady. But no, like buying stuff and then reselling them on Amazon. And he's focusing on like things for kids, so he's buying like a lot of Paw Patrol shit and then reselling it for a margin,
like a drop shipping, basically.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
And
so he's like the guy in the commercials, like, do you want to have passive income? And then basically
a little bit, but
you need to work 100 hours
somehow,
a week. Yeah.
For him, it always works. For him, it always freaking works because he's been doing it. When we were kids in school, he would buy these Costco cookies, and then he would say at school that he made them himself and sell them. And sometimes he would burn the bottom of a few to say like, hey, I'm sorry, this batch got a little bit burnt.
Wow.
Yeah.
You would actually thrive in the film industry in that sense.
Yeah, I think he would be a good producer.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, no, that's my family. And I started as a first AD, as a trainee for direction when I was like 17, 18. Then I became a first AD, which is first assistant director. It's kind of like the project manager of a commercial. When I was 20, 21, and not until I moved here, which is when I was 27, I stopped working back in Mexico. Then I just decided to kind of like leave everything, my career, my life, my friends, everything, just move here.
With your
for a girl.
Girlfriend. I know. It feels it's that power, you know. It just draws you in. And then, what was the thing when you got into? Because you moved to Amsterdam, or did you move just to the Netherlands? Like?
Well, we actually first moved to Antwerp for a year because my wife found this kind of like legal European loophole where you can, if you're a European citizen, if you move away from your country, you can bring your partner regardless the nationality. So that's technically how I got into the continent.
Yeah. Because here it's quite complicated, right?
To
she needs to sponsor you and all
that
stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So she discovered that if she moved to Antwerp for a year, then that by European law I could come in, and then after a year she can come back to her own country, and I can come in by there because I'm already living in the EU. So there the EU law bypasses the local Dutch law, and it was super easy. I just had to live 1 year in Antwerp, which was
And then
fine.
you got the verblijfsvergunning afterwards, like you residence permit in the Netherlands, or what was it like?
Yeah. I got it really quickly, first for 5 years.
Yeah.
And now I have it, now I'm a permanent resident. And first we moved to Amsterdam, now we live in Haarlem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it, like, did you have to put the movie making on hold, or was it immediately like hustling, like I'm getting here and let's just start doing it?
It was, I mean...
It's a new market, language, all that stuff.
Completely. When I first moved to Europe, my first job was Deliveroo. So I went from like making some money, like working in what I loved and everything to just delivering food, which was fun because then I ended up knowing Antwerp like the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But I also made like a few short films because I did make some contacts. But when it comes to like proper work, paid work, freelancing work, that was almost impossible, especially in Belgium. Because it feels a little bit more closed to internationals than the Netherlands, which is here is already a little bit close, but it's at least they're more open.
Yeah,
in
because
Belgium,
of the universities here.
Yeah,
because of universities and the exchange programs here. Yeah,
in Belgium it was almost impossible. But I found these great Belgian guys with whom I made a couple of short films, 2-3 short films, and we did a couple of things for IKEA.
Yeah, but how does it work actually? Like you were just making contact with people while you're working in Deliveroo, just thinking like, okay, I mean
finding people on Facebook, on Instagram, and just like writing to them and grabbing a coffee with them. And I think like that's one of my superpowers is I'll just talk to anyone. I'll talk to a rock. One of my friends says like I always roll a nat 20 on charisma because it's easy for me to connect with anyone.
Yeah.
So that's the advantage. I'm not scared to talk to anyone. So that's how I met all these people and I started making films here.
Yeah.
Which is cool because I did advertising for 11, 12 years. So when I moved here, I started focusing on more like what I wanted to do, explore the genres that I wanted to do, which was always the surreal, the dark, the sci-fi, horror, drama, that kind of thing. So it was cool. It was cool putting in practice all the knowledge that I had from the professional world, but put into something that was mine.
Yeah.
And finding people that actually believed in what I did. And it's these 3 Belgian guys that all studied together in the equivalent of the Film Academy for Belgium. And there were 2 cinematographers and 1 producer/editor. And they were kind of like taking turns on directing, but they didn't really like to direct.
Yeah.
So I kind of like fit in perfectly with them. And the films that we made, they're still... That was in 2017? 2017, and they're still, to this day, some of the best-looking films that I've directed because of those cinematographers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them...
Did commercial work actually teach you a lot of that? Like, what was the positive things that you take from commercial, let's say, like... the advertisement work and all that to go into more prose and more into, let's say, creative films. What is the thing that it taught you? Problem solving. Especially as a first AD. Because as a first AD, you kind of have to have an overview of absolutely everything and everyone. And depending on the director that you're assisting, some directors just sit there and look at the monitor and say yes, no. Or just go and talk to the client, but they're not really actively talking to the DOP, to the actors, to sound. And for a few years, I did assist a guy who was like really lazy like that, but he was old school, So in a way, I started learning. I was almost directing everything.
I was almost like setting up the shots with the DOP and then coming to the directors like, you like this? He was, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So you were like the right hand of the director when doing actually a lot more than the director in that sense.
Yeah, in advertising.
Is it like it's the hierarchy like this in that terms, or is it just like organically morphed into that?
It depends on the director. There are people that are way more hands-on. There are directors that are also DOPs.
Yeah.
And there are directors that just trust that everybody's going to do their job and just sit. I think I fall in between a little bit because I like on the pre-production to make sure that everybody understands that we're going that way. Yeah. And that's the goal. We don't have to take the same path, but as long as we're going the right way and everybody understands what the vision is, that I don't have to be micromanaging on set and I can focus on, for me, the most important part for a director on set is possibly the performance. And just making sure that everything is okay, that you like what you're looking at. But everybody should know what they're doing, and everybody should be able to have new ideas. Yeah. Like always, it's always good.
That's basically the type of leadership, actually, also in that sense, leadership of the director.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because it could be also very hands-on and control freak, and just want everything he or she want everything in their way. And then everybody's kind of like feeling unseen in that a little bit, right? It could be. I mean,
some of them are more like, don't talk to me.
Don't make eye contact, speak to my PA.
There are so many divas. And some directors, you can, if you have a cool idea, they will listen. And they will say like, oh, I like that. Let's do that. Or they will say like, thank you. But no, thank you.
Yeah.
But you will still feel heard. And those are the directors that I always kind of like really, really enjoy working with. Because it felt more like a collaborative thing instead of him just going. But in advertising, directors have a lot more pressure because you also have the client.
Exactly.
You know? And in the end, it falls on their heads.
Yeah. Well, and I can imagine that the client speaks more in abstract terms of what they want.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
So it's like you have to siphon what they're saying and like get through the code of their language to be able to put it on screen in technical terms in that sense.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like it's another layer that needs to come into consideration. So tell me, 2017, you said you were making that film with the Belgian crew.
Yeah.
The best looking film that you did. What was the theme of that film?
Well, there's two. The first one we made, it was kind of like based on a series of graphic novels. It was a bit of a scam that we got into. But I went to a Comic-Con. I went to a Comic-Con in Brussels, and we met this guy, this author, Neil Gibson, really talented author. Like he has this independent company and called T-Pub or something like that, and he has this independent series of of short stories, kind of like Black Mirror inspired, called Twisted Dark.
Twisted Dark.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I heard about that. But
yeah, maybe. I mean, he's been around for a while, and there was like this film competition because he met this producer from the US who promised like that he was gonna make a show out of it and everything, and he said, and part of the deal was like, let's make a competition to find like filmmakers, and so when I met him, he's like, yeah, you should apply, and I was like, okay, cool. So I did this. You had to choose one of 5 scripts and just shoot it. So we did that, and we won, and the
so what's
prize? The prize was 5,000 euros. And directing an episode for the show. None of them came ever.
So it was just 5,000 euros in your pocket.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I mean, not you. Oh, the 5,000 euros didn't come.
Not the money, nothing.
No.
And there was also like a second place. I would also get a little bit of money. So there, all these filmmakers were like, okay, so where's the money? Because we all spent money making these. Like, and it
it's
lasted
in every
for
industry.
like,
It's in every industry, man. It's every industry.
Yeah, it lasted for like.
Or like you need to
pay.
You need to pay to be there in this thing. I mean, I don't even know. You need to pay to be there, like an admission fee, and then like you count how many heads there, and you think like, wow, they've been making bank, and then still you have to pay to be there. I mean, this is also in the music industry. Like, it's just so prevalent, you know. Like they pay you like traveling costs, and you play a free concert basically, but you have to bring everybody and rehearse and make all the music, and it's like. Then they give you a high five with the potentiality of getting like gigs from it, which no one guarantees.
Exposure.
It's exposure.
Like, oh my god! Like exposure, the worst
exposure.
freaking word in the.
It's. I didn't know that also in the film industry it's so like this. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this was
because the thing is with music. I'm just taking for music.
Yeah.
It costs way less to produce things.
Yes.
If I consider like just production costs, you know.
I mean, if you have the right tools, right? It's like a laptop, but then you need some softwares, some.
Yeah. You're talking about music or about film?
Music. Yeah.
Music. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you need musicians, sometimes this, but it's very much an individuated process now. You can do it by yourself. Yeah. Films. Is it going to get to that point that you don't need anyone but just your concept?
I think so. I think there are already people like videographers.
Yeah.
Right? I think there are some videographers that are incredibly talented and they can do absolutely fucking everything. I mean, I'm more of the belief that
like with CGI and stuff and like creating the entire images by themselves, or because I mean, if I'm talking about actors, lights, sound corrections, color corrections, all these things, it's like it.
I mean, on the technical aspect, there's a lot of people that know a little bit of everything. Although they're master of none, but I don't remember the complete phrase.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, but then there's a second part to that phrase that I mean I don't remember it right now, but it says like, but it's better than the master of one or something like that. So my approach is definitely more of a collaborative. I rather work with people that are better than me in what they're doing.
Yeah.
But there are videographers that are exceptionally talented, or there are like post producers that jump into directing.
Yeah.
I mean, these days I think it is easier. Like Daniels, the guys that did Everything Everywhere All at Once, they come from the YouTube era where you can just learn everything via YouTube.
Yeah.
So they're this kind of like epitome of millennial filmmakers that their film school was basically the internet.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic because they're already streamlining a lot of the processes. They have the know-how to keep the costs incredibly low, and the effects are fantastic. And on the other hand, you have Marvel, who's spending like millions and hundreds of millions on a lot of people doing basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And the discrepancy in the budgets, you can see it. It's about talent.
But does it actually come out on screen? That's the question. Does it actually overcompensate?
What does?
I mean, if someone pours millions and millions of euros, is it actually going to solve the issues that someone with a lot of talent and a vision can solve it without that amount of money?
No, I don't think so.
Because I remember the whole like Superman mustache. You remember that thing? Which was absolutely horrible.
With Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill that they fixed. Like it cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars or something, right? And someone with like a deep fake like fixed it and
did
it looked
better.
Way better.
Way freaking better.
Yeah. The whole aging of the Irishman, for instance, like the whole aging, de-aging
of Robert De Niro.
It looked
horrible,
weird. They looked like mummies, like you know. It looked just horrible. Also, their bodies, everything. And then if you compare it to technology that came later, which like with a simple MacBook, you could just solve that. That's why I'm asking. It's like, is it resources or is it talent?
I think it's talent because there's these guys on YouTube, the Corridor Crew. You know them.
I love them, man. I follow them. They're
like
great.
they. I mean, right now they're big. You know.
Yeah, they're great.
But their know-how and how they share that knowledge. There's kids that are 13 that are obsessed with those guys.
Yes.
and I can already do something that a seasoned post producer can't. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know why, but I've been following them for years now.
Yeah,
and just to know this whole VFX artists react, that they talk about how everything, and then also with stunt doubles and all that stuff. It just gives you such a deep insight, and that's the YouTube era in that sense.
Exactly.
So it's like I know now that for me that I have nothing to do with like film making. I know that they're like smoke simulations, fire simulations that have been like buffered or rendered, for decades.
Yeah.
To be able to make that just saves so much time, so much more. I don't know why I know that. It's just because I'm following.
I mean, everybody gets into these really weird rabbit holes.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a while ago, me and my wife, we really got into these videos of a veterinarian for cows, that it's kind of like fixing the hooves of cows. And then we started like, oh yeah, he should use that. Like, oh yeah, no, because he used that last time and it didn't work. And I was like, why do we know this? Completely useless information.
Because we like information, we like to learn.
Yeah, that
we
is
like to
true.
See processes.
That is true.
This is also why the whole success of like social media and how information is being transpired right now is because people want to see the process.
Yeah,
they want to get into the nitty gritty and not get this like 2-minute, capsulated information thrown at you that we grew up on. How old are you?
37.
37. So we're like the same generation. It's the same of basically, we had this curated information thrown at us.
Yeah.
In specific times of the day, but now just 24/7.
Yeah.
Accessible information for any rabbit hole that you would want. If you were talking about Corridor Crew, you have a lot of other channels that explain. Then you go into who they follow and who they this and there was this guy that left Corridor Crew with the glasses.
Oh yeah.
Finn, I think his name is.
I don't remember, but he always wore kind of like gloves.
Exactly, and then he went and did like his own channel that grew, and he talks really about like the small details of how to create characters,
which is fucking fun.
It's great. It's great.
So much fun.
It's awesome. And this technology just allows also to really be like a master of your own domain in that sense, that you just like, you have a...
I mean, it helps with little obsessions, especially for people with ADHD or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking earlier that it's very easy for us to hyper-focus on something that's completely irrelevant. And you start having all these hobbies that you became really good at.
Yeah.
And it's always through YouTube. Like, I became a really good cook through YouTube.
Yes.
I started like doing, I started getting obsessed with fermentation. And I did everything from kombucha, hot sauce, kimchi, all the way to making my own beer. And it was everything through YouTube, man.
That's so cool.
And it was pretty decent. and now that I have a house and a garden, I'm getting into gardening and growing vegetables, and I'm learning everything on YouTube,
Yeah, exactly. Check Hugo Beds for the Netherlands.
Hugo Beds?
Hugo Beds. Yeah, check it. That's the right way to, like, let's say, enrich your garden. Used to be deep into that.
It's a very midlife crisis.
I don't know if it's midlife. I was starting in 2010. I started with it, so it's 15 years ago. Oh. But I got really deep into permaculture, and man, it's the best fruits and vegetables I've ever grown in my life. You can't even compare. And also the body, how it reacts to it. You eat. We have this dialogue with that we're not even aware of with groceries. That we feel it, and the body just immediately signals to us that it's full of nutrients.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but it's kind of like the vegetables and the and the fruits that we're getting right now are so depleted that's why we have to stack up on calories. But when you grow your own potatoes, I remember I because I had chickens also, so I had chickens, I had potatoes, I had like beans and all that stuff, and I made like a really nice omelet from it.
Yeah,
you had to eat just a little bit because it was so packed with nutrients, so packed that we kind of forgot that. So people just stack up calories.
It's very cool. Like I started with potatoes as well, And I started doing it in containers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build in my garden like a small raised bed.
Nice.
Of like 2 meters by I don't know, like this much probably, to try to grow some crops together. Right now I'm growing some garlic because winter time and stuff.
Nice.
But I found that my biggest challenge are fucking snails, man.
Snails.
Oh
yes.
my god, dude. They destroy
it.
Everything.
Yeah. You need ducks, man.
Ducks.
Yeah. They eat it, yeah. I had some ducks also.
But then I have to have a duck at home, and I have 2 cats already,
and
and 2 kids.
They're gonna kill the ducks, man. I have a cat. He was bringing like just ducks into the house. He would break their neck and just bring them into the house.
Oh my god!
You think like cats, you forget they come from like this murderous feline thing.
Yeah.
You know? So he has this need to just tear an animal apart. Actually took a rabbit and they tore it apart, him and his brother. God. Yeah. Anyway, so movie making.
Well, my cat once I found a dead bat.
Yeah.
In my apartment back in Amsterdam, and I was like, how the fuck did that get in here?
He brings you like it's an offering.
Yeah, but also like there were not outside cats back then. So the bat somehow came into the house and then it was murdered.
Yeah, man. Cats they keep the house clean though. They keep
Absolutely.
it very clean.
Yeah.
You know, because we had also because we live like right in front of a horse farm, so we would get all these rats. Like there was water between us and the horse farm, and we had like the GGD, we had the gemeente coming. Everybody checked, our neighbor even. Shout out to the stupidest person out there, my neighbor. He complained a bunch of this, and then they just came and they said, you have no solution. Like, get a cat. That's the only solution, because actually we could not solve it with the rats and the mice. Can you imagine? Just the gemeente just tells you, I'm sorry.
Just get a cat.
We just get a cat. We can't help you solve it because it will keep coming back. Yeah. Anyway,
filmmaking.
Filmmaking. So tell me, like the themes, because you were talking about like horror, the sci-fi, fantastic, dark world. When did you start getting into that?
Very, very early on.
Do you remember the movie that kind of like clicked it for you?
Well, there's many. The one that terrified me the most was The Exorcist.
Oh yes.
And I saw it when I was 8.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't have. I don't recommend this. But I mean, I got a tattoo of it eventually, and it did kind of like set me on the path that I am, because after that, my mom, when I was a kid, she was into horror, not so much anymore. But she was really into Chucky and Freddy Krueger and those movies. So
trash,
yeah,
gore,
really 80s
gore and trash. Yeah.
And after watching The Exorcist at 8, she kind of said like, "Well, you already watched that. Like, you can watch fucking Freddy Krueger, man."
No, but The Exorcist it's
dude,
eerie, and it looks so good, and it's still till this day it looks good. And
to this day it's the most terrifying film for me. I wasn't able to watch it again until I was like 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even when it came out again, I remember when I was a teenager, it came out on cinemas again. If the trailer teaser would be on TV, I would just change the channel or literally just like go like this, because I couldn't handle even the music.
Wow.
Like it really traumatized me to that point.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
It was a huge thing. It was like it was banned in certain countries. It was
people fainted, and
people
there's always legends.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it was the Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro that said like, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know which film was for me the scariest as a kid? Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Dude, listen. This guy's white, okay?
Yeah.
He has knives instead of hands, and he's like this, and he's like, oh, this, and Winona Ryder and all this, and I'm like, how is that a children's film? How?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't show that to my kid right now.
Like standing like this with all the knives, and like every time that he scratches his face, he cuts himself.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
No, he's creepy.
This is absolutely horrible.
It is quite creepy.
But I segued. So Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah,
that was like 2004 or 5, right?
Yeah, early 2000s. That's the one that I was because I always wanted to be a director.
Because of seeing like your dad working in the industry.
First I wanted to be a creative director because that's what he did, and he was on set. And then when I was about 11, I saw he had these DVDs, 3 DVDs with the same kind of box because it said Stanley Kubrick Collection. Nice. And it was 2001 Space Odyssey, The Shining, and Clockwork Orange. And I was not allowed to watch them. Well, maybe 2001 I was supposed to watch it, but I was not allowed to watch Clockwork Orange. And I remember one night there was like a big fight with my parents, and they grounded me. I was like, and you're grounded. And then they went like to a dinner party with friends. And I was like, oh, okay, so now I'm going to... as an act of rebellion, I said like, well, fuck you, I'm going to watch the Forbidden
Now I'm going to
movie.
get PTSD.
Yeah. So I watched Clockwork Orange. It blew my mind. And that's the first time that I noticed directed by Stanley Kubrick. And I was like, oh, it's the name on the box and it's also the name on this box.
Yeah.
And so after that, right away, I played The Shining. And then I loved it. And then I played 2001 Space Odyssey. And that one I did fall asleep like halfway. Because I was 11, man, and you were it's gorgeous. But I was
you were oversensitized. It's like just got so much information. And
so I give myself like a Stanley Kubrick masterclass in one night.
Yeah,
and that's when I decided like I want to be a director. And then it it wasn't until Pan's Labyrinth that it was like, okay, it's genre film for me.
Oh, the genre film.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I started devoting my life to.
And do you write also, or is it just that you're working with fixed scripts?
No, I do write. I've written a couple of my films. I really enjoy co-writing. I do like writing with someone else.
Why is that?
Because I don't have the discipline to sit down and write every single day. And I think screenwriters who have the capacity of doing that is incredible. And I also believe that I like it when someone's questioning my ideas, because then I have to think of solutions and reasons why, or just like pick my battles or understand that I'm wrong in the story. So I really like that back and forth of working with a screenwriter. Like often the concept and the whole idea is usually mine, and then the process. Right now I'm writing a horror feature for Mexico with a screenwriter, really good screenwriter called Rodrigo Ordóñez, and the process is like he wants me to write the entire movie in bullet points. And then we have like a 2-hour Zoom call, kind of like discussing everything and why. And but you said this here, and that kind of like contradicts what you're saying about this character.
Great.
And then he asked me a bunch of questions, and then I do it again.
Oh, that's very good.
Until it's something that we're both agreeing on, and then he will take it, and then he'll write the movie. And then the back and forth is different. It's more about dialogue. It's more about scene structure. And I really like that. That's the way that I really like to work with someone, because he really respects the idea and the story, but he also is able to take it away and put a little bit of him on the script. So it becomes like a very collaborative, and I really enjoy that. That's my favorite way of writing.
Yeah. But can you veto on the ideas, or is it like completely collaborative in that sense?
Well, I mean, in the end, I do have. If there's something I don't like, I say like, no. Actually, let's do it this way.
Is it like no, or like no, you idiot, like this, like
never
throwing stuff on the floor.
I cannot.
You know who you're talking to, like this? No. Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. I've done 0 movies.
Exactly.
You don't know who I am? Exactly. Nobody does.
That's a good one. Coming out like with a bathrobe, and a cigar. Like, you don't know who I am? Me neither. I have an identity crisis.
Exactly, man. I don't know either, man. No, who are you? Not sure.
I'm not sure, man.
That's a good question.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, there are screenwriters that will push back a little bit, and there are screenwriters that are like Rodrigo's like, "What is your story?" And right.
And then he puts more like the technical work of like doing the legwork of like writing all the
exactly.
Yeah. And how much does it have to be like to the point of to the word in that sense, like in a dialogue, or is it because my question is like I like seeing either outtakes or like deleted scenes. I really like to do that because I can see more like the process of direction there also of like. There are just a few guidelines sometimes, and they have to communicate between them, the actors, or there's a really completely thought out, skinned out.
Well, I think both ways works really good. I think there's two kinds of filmmaker in that sense. There's like very precision, surgical filmmakers like Tarantino or Christopher Nolan. That what they say is what it is, and you cannot change a comma.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Quentin Tarantino, his dialogue is so well written that not even the actors want to change that comment.
Yeah.
Like they really want to respect what he's writing.
Is it because he started from screenwriting, you think?
Well, maybe, or maybe he just has like this natural talent to write dialogue because writing dialogue can be really complicated. Because even if you think that it sounds normal, when you say it out loud, you're like, oh no, this is too...
Hi, hello. Oh, you don't come here often. Oh, it's nice to see you. It's like, who talks like that? Yeah. You saw The Room? I guess you saw
that. Of course, man. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Anyway, how's your sex life? Yeah, Part Lisa. Yeah, exactly,
Lisa, you're tearing me apart.
Exactly. And I mean, he thought that he was writing... like fucking poetry, and there are like directors that.
But I think like for instance with Tommy Wiseau, it's just that it was like no one challenged. Did anyone challenge him? I don't think.
No, absolutely. You should read the book, The Disaster Artist.
Because I saw the movie. Disaster
No, the book
Artist.
goes even deeper, and everybody challenged him, and he was a dictator. It was like, it's my movie, I'm the director, shut the fuck up, and then he would torment other people. And the movie is fantastic. Like, I read the book, and then the movie came out with James Franco, and I thought it was fantastic.
But the movie itself, I gotta say, The Room, it's a hard watch, man.
Yeah.
I really tried to see it, to watch it, and I was like, whoa.
No, you have to watch it in a crowd. It only works if you're with friends. You're smoking some weed, or you're having some beers, or you watch it at a cinema, at a festival screening. It's one of those interactive movies.
It's
kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where people throw like.
I saw it in the cinema, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I was like, wow, this is insane. Like people would just like
get up and start dancing
stuff to the screen and. Like, where do you masturbate? And it's like in a dark room in the night. It's like just people just throwing. Just the most
one of the
stupidest thing.
Coolest things I've ever done. And it happened by chance. In Mexico a few years ago, drive-in theater opened, and it was really cool. And it's still open, and it's been open for like 10, 12 years. It was opened by this director and friend of mine, Isaac Esban. He's a Mexican director, and we've had his movies at Imagine last year, Parvulos. That was his. Anyway, I remember I met him, and they were gonna open with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I was tasked with directing a shadow cast. So like people would be watching the movie, and underneath in a little stage there would be like actors recreating the movie at the same time.
That's cool.
And it was super fucking fun. It was incredibly fun.
Nice.
And that like gave me a really cool connection to that movie, and how interactive that is, that people start yelling stuff at the screen or throwing stuff at the screen. The Room is the same. With The Room, like they start throwing spoons or
the thing with the spoons.
Or there's this character that all of a sudden he's there and he's like, yeah, man, and people start screaming, who the fuck is that guy? every time that someone is mentioned, everybody says like asshole. I don't know. It's incredibly fun. There's like a list on the internet where that you can see.
Yeah, I mean, I saw on YouTube screening of the film. Like, I just saw small, snippets from it, and it's insane.
You haven't seen the whole movie?
No, I've seen like by myself, but I've seen people like filming inside a movie theater while this is running, and it's insane. People are just like with this feeling of reverence, like it's like a religious experience, just yelling stuff, and it's just no, I mean, I saw it at home with my wife, and we just, at some point I was like, this is like the worst movie ever.
It is the worst movie ever.
Also, I mean, there are points it just doesn't move, and the dialogue and how it's filmed, it's, oh my God, it's like...
Hi, doggy. Yeah.
Oh, hi, doggy. Yeah, it's like...
And at the end, I didn't know it was you. Like, you've been talking for like for the entire scene, and now just like, oh, hey,
the
Johnny.
The guy looks like Dracula just came into the place.
That's me. Bye. Him, he did it.
It's like Asperger, like people talk like this,
Yeah. So I think writing dialogue, it's I mean, you can have all the passion in the world, but that doesn't mean that you're talented. And Tommy Wiseau is I mean, he made a career out of not being talented, and that's kind of cool. And he still tours with the movie.
Wow.
Like, we were in talks to bring him to Imagine a couple of years ago.
Probably like his technical rider is like limousine from Schiphol to the hotel. People have to carry me to my room and stuff. Because I heard James Franco also, he said that when they came to him to do the Disaster Artist, he was like, yeah, where have you been all this time? I've just been waiting for my recognition, like he's some genius movie maker, It's like, you're a joke.
Should bring Neil Breen.
We've talked about it. We've talked about bringing Neil Breen. And
who's that? Who's
Neil Breen is kind of like Tommy Wiseau on steroids, man. It's...
What?
Yeah, man.
There's someone worse.
There's someone worse or better, depending on how you see it, I guess. But Neil Breen is this guy in his 60s as well, who can't act for shit. Can't write, can't edit, but he does it all.
Oh, right.
And he has this movie where he's like a hacker and he plays twins, and he has to save the world. And
so he put himself double, like a double.
Oh,
role.
yeah, but in such a poor way. I mean,
with a beard.
Yeah, but like in a horrible Halloween beard. So I highly recommend Neil everybody
Breen.
to look for Neil Breen and
oh my God,
and have a laugh. Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those guests that Tommy Wiseau or Neil Breen, like the reasons they have fallen through or we haven't followed through with inviting them to Imagine is that, I mean, it's not a very big festival and we have a very limited budget to bring people over, and bringing them, it's more of a joke. So it feels kind of like
it will still cost money.
It would still cost money, and we're just bringing them for people to make fun of them, and that's kind of shitty. At the same time, from my perspective, and so we're like, nah. Well, let's instead bring some of the filmmakers that we are screening their films because we love them, and let's pay for their tickets instead.
I mean, that's a more sustainable.
That's a better way to use our very limited budget.
So, what's the concept of the film you're writing now with Alejandro?
Well, I mean, I'm always working on many projects. I always try to, like a proper ADHD. I'm always trying to work on like 3-5 projects at the same time, because I mean, Guillermo del Toro said the natural state of a film is to not exist.
What do you mean by that? What is
the
natural state of the film is not to exist?
Yeah, because making movies is such a titanic task, endeavor, and you're always walking uphill, like pushing.
Yeah,
it's like Fitzcarraldo in a way. So, and there are so many movies that are written and never get made, or are stuck in development hell and never get made, or are optioned and never get made. So the natural state of a movie is to is that it doesn't exist. The fact that a movie exists is a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
So like even someone like him has like 10 scripts that are never gonna get made. You know?
How do you navigate that feeling? You know, because it's like me as a musician, you know, it's like when an album needs to be made, we're gonna make it.
Just make it and you publish it.
You make it, you publish it. Of course, there's like a whole streamline behind it, but it's just the amount of people behind filmmaking and behind
it's ridiculous.
It's so much. It's just so much. I mean, we just did my solo piano album, and it's like me,
nice,
Joao, the sound engineer, and the studio, and then it's just mixing, mastering, and you have a whole like album. You know? But if I had to hire every single key to do their job, that would be like.
I think it's the hardest part, and it's really hard when like the institutions don't support you. Because there's a lot of things, especially here in the Netherlands. Because now I'm navigating this as my local industry, because this is my home. And I mean, there are many ways that you can get a film made here. You can either ask for a bunch of favors and shoot one day and have like a minimal gear, minimal crew, minimal cast, no money, and take it out of your bank account. And you can do something, I mean, probably quite decent for festivals and stuff, something that is gonna, but you can do only so many of these because it's not sustainable.
No.
So you can either, if you're in Amsterdam or you're gonna shoot in Amsterdam, you can apply to the AFK, you can apply to the film funds. There's Arte. There's like a bunch of really cool funds to make films or any kind of art here. But then it's changing now for the past few years. But there was a huge bias towards genre film, and if you applied to the film funds with the genre film, almost guaranteed you're not gonna get it.
Why do you think is that? Why?
Because fuck it. Because I think that
should be politically correct.
Should I make some enemies right now? But like, I sent a letter to the film funds like with this. I think it's lack of vision. I think it's lack of curiosity or lack of risk. Honestly, like we're and I say we because this is my home and I'm part of this industry. And I think that we're financing films and then celebrating that they got 100,000 tickets sold. But these are films that maybe some Belgians are gonna watch, and then the movie's dead. You know, it goes on a platform, and a couple hundred people will watch it then. And there's no.
What would be the perfect situation then for you?
A movie that has international value, that tells a story that can translate in an international way, that can have an international
so it won't be echo chambered in that sense. Like.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It's we're echo chambering a lot of our films, and some of the really good films that we make, there are no expat or friendly screenings. Like if you don't speak enough Dutch to watch an entire movie about like the war or like a character drama, if you don't speak enough Dutch, then you're fucked. Then you have to wait until streaming. And then when it's out on streaming, you're kind of like, you know. And sometimes it doesn't even have English subtitles.
Yeah, it gets buried in the streaming. It gets like really drowned because it's so much.
There's so many things.
It's just too much. It's like you spend. I find myself, at least because I'm like a common user of streaming platforms, it's just, I get really, I waste so much time just choosing what to watch because the aanbod, you know, the demand is high, the supply is high, everything is just high there. So I can just imagine that when it goes into the streaming, similar to music in that sense.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of tracks every day are being uploaded.
Yeah. So and a lot of AI music now. Just...
75 million artists that they had to delete, Spotify.
Fuck.
75 million. Can you imagine? That's like the whole country.
And that's the ones they found.
Yeah, the ones they found. Yeah, exactly.
Which is insane.
Yeah. Do you see the impact of AI right now impacting negatively the film industry?
I mean, yes and no. Like, there's a few companies that are risking putting out AI commercials already. Some are bad, some are horrible. But I mean, you have like big companies like Coca-Cola doing their Christmas ad, and it really doesn't look good. I don't know, man. It's like a step back in their quality. I've seen a few Dutch ones that are they're horrible or just like an AI voice, and it always sounds like this, and you're like, why? I mean, that's taking jobs away from people. They're taking money away from people. But I can understand to the point that if you're a small company and you have no money, then you might resource for that. Yeah, I can maybe buy it. You know, I'm like, okay.
But now it's a conglomerate.
Fucking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a conglomerate of hundreds of billions.
Yeah, and they can.
There's a new one from Dutch McDonald's, which is horrible.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dutch McDonald's,
I was
okay.
reading today about it, and they got a lot of shit for it. And
they
say that it took them weeks to write all the prompts, so that was their excuse. Because people claimed that he doesn't have
it took them weeks.
Yeah, but it took us weeks to write all the prompts.
But it takes weeks to just animate the whole thing. I mean, maybe a few weeks more, but at least nobody's going to give them shit. Yeah. Everybody's going to celebrate them. And I don't know. I think they think it's cheaper because you write a prompt and it poops it out. But you have to write weeks and weeks of prompts instead of just like shooting it in a day and editing. And it might be a little bit more expensive. I don't think it should be that more expensive because you're still paying hourly. And I'm sure that AI
for the
prompting experts,
and they have like the expert ChatGPT nonsense, whatever, like account that they pay money for. It's a lot of electricity, a lot of resources, a lot of all that stuff.
And right now there's a whole battle with AI for AI with all the NVIDIA chips and. Just to make them stronger and stronger, and it's just incredibly polluting.
Yeah,
and we're just using it. And I think it was Del Toro who said, like, why are we using it for art? Why do we want to streamline art instead of something?
It's a bubble. AI is a strong bubble. I see it. My wife is also giving like lectures about safety of AI in HR. She gets buckets of money to do that, and it's like compared to like the amount of time that she needs to do it. And I remember speaking with her. I was like, "This is a bubble. Just ride that bubble."
Yeah,
because it's like it's so hyped up. Convention centers are packed with AI. Almost like a Comic-Con thing.
Yeah,
coming together, talking about
like
AI.
crypto. Yeah,
exactly. So right now it's like this bubble, and it's very strong. And it's hyperbolic. I believe it's going to be just turned into this tool that we use, and it will be like less
Absolutely.
Wild West.
Yeah, right now it's still a novelty.
Yeah.
It will make it easier for people to do like maybe some basic VFX on their films. It's gonna drive costs down for post-production. Those are useful ways that I could see it, but it has to be regulated, in my opinion.
Now it's Wild West. That's the thing.
So right now, like everybody's like, yeah, let's make a commercial with it, and everybody's just gonna say, yeah, that looks like shit, man. What are you doing? But I also have a lot of friends in the industry who are like, yeah. But I mean, it's here to stay, so might as well embrace it.
Yeah.
And I'm still a little bit resistant towards truly embracing the whole thing. Like I've used it myself for if I'm writing something and I cannot convey the idea properly, is like I cannot find the fucking words, then I'll just, or I'm writing a letter and it's all over the place, I'll use it as an editor.
Yeah.
You know, like help me edit.
Yeah, but that's a tool. That's
yeah,
what I mean.
that's a tool.
It's not the end. It's not that you're saying like
write me a fucking script. You know, that's scary.
Yeah, write me a script that is A, B, C, D, E, whatever it is, like in bullet points. That could be actually interesting if you take the bullet points that you did with your co-writer.
I mean, I could do it with a story that I don't give a shit. You know,
just to see like what it like vomits back to you.
Yeah,
you know?
how can a cup of coffee be scary? Like, write me a short film about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would never shoot that though, but because there's all this. Also, as a curator, as a programmer at a film festival, I see a lot of films. I see like hundreds of films a year, and every time that I see an AI short film, or that it's like this is done entirely on AI, you watch it and you're like, there's no beginning, there's no end. It's kind of like a wobbly, misformed.
Yeah.
It doesn't have form, and everybody's like so proud of it, and I'm like, yeah, no, but it's not making me feel anything.
Do you think it's going to change in a few years when the thin veil is not going to be there anymore in terms of like knowing if it's real or not knowing anymore if it's AI or not AI? You know?
Well, I think there's a lot of people who are already fooled.
No, my parents, for sure, they get like fooled all the time.
Yeah.
And this is like, and it makes me wonder what would fool us, you know. It has to be like a full-size hologram that would just look like a person, you know.
The day that it starts fooling us, I think, because we're the generations that have witnessed all this technology before, during, and after. I think when it starts fooling us, then it's when it starts fooling me, I'm gonna start getting a little bit freaked out about like everything. I'm gonna start questioning everything I see, and I cannot even imagine how it's going to be when my son is an adult. So, because we've witnessed the first Game Boy, or like, and now we're on PS5 and Steam Decks and all of that, and the way the technology has grown just in our lifetime, and it's just getting faster and faster and faster. Like it's hard for me to grasp how it's going to be in fucking 5 years, like honestly. But in 15, when we're the old ones,
it does reality does exceed imagination in that sense. Like it's that I mean I remember watching like mutant Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
My son's super obsessed with those right now.
and they were talking with with a screen and seeing each other.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, wow, that would be so cool if that happens one day. And now it's just like normal. It's like that's the baseline of being able to call someone or being able to see. Like if you have a phone, you can actually video call someone. This is like the baseline of a
communication. But and that's just what it is now. Now it's just normal. So I remember when I was a kid, my mom's sister lives in San Francisco. We lived in Mexico City. So the connection was not as strong. I mean, every time she came, it was like a party and everything, and everybody was super happy. And they would call on the phone. But now, for example, now that I live around like completely on the other side of the planet from my family, they can still have a relationship with their only grandkid, which is my son.
Yeah.
And I call them like 3-4 times a week, and they can see him, he can see them. Yeah. So that's something that it's really fucking cool that there was no fucking way.
No.
That would happen. Anyway, we're taking so many tangents here. Like,
yeah.
I didn't take my medication today.
Like. Which medication do you take?
Ritalin for ADHD.
Ritalin.
Yeah. Yeah, all over the place. Like always.
So what would be the themes that you would want to create actually? If you had, let's say, you had no issues of budget, no issues of resources, people, everything at your disposal, what would be the film that you would want to create? It doesn't have to be like the actual screenplay, but I mean more conceptually.
Conceptually? Something very much along the lines of the 2013 version of Evil Dead. You know, the Fede Alvarez one.
I don't know.
Love that movie. There was something about that one, and then the Evil Deads that came. I think it's just one that came a couple of years ago, which is also good. But there was something.
Resident Evil. It's not Resident Evil.
No, Evil Dead. It's this kind of like mini horror franchise from Sam Raimi, and the movies from the 80s are so bad they're so good. They're cult. And then in 2013 there was a remake that everybody kind of questioned, but then I saw it and it blew my mind. It was like a proper good horrific version of what Evil Dead could be, and I was like, I want to make a movie like that one day. So,
what is the thing that attracts you to horror?
I think the metaphors is one big deal. It's a great way to talk about absolutely anything and be able to highlight it. You can make your point even stronger by adding some genre elements to it, and also I think that like with comedy, it's like a very primal fear is like a really primal reaction to things, and I feel it's a very fuck. How can I put this? Yeah, no, it's a primal feeling. It's for me personally, it's like eating spicy food or getting a tattoo. It's like that suffering that it's like really enjoyable.
Puts you in the moment.
Yeah,
puts you in the moment. Yeah,
puts me in the moment, and it really helps me focus more on what I'm seeing. And so that's for me that it's reality can be horrific, but now imagine that and add a ghost that I mean that's the thing, man. I think horror, there's two different ways of seeing it. One is just like pure fun, like slashers, Saw, Hostel, and I'm not really into that. And then the other way is like horror that is actually trying to say something.
Harry Potter.
Well, I like Harry Potter, of course.
I gotta say that it turned like really dark and nice, like towards the later ones.
Yeah, no, and things like Hereditary,
great.
For example, obviously Midsommar. It Follows, the Babadook. These are all films that are fucking terrifying.
So Babadook is so good.
Yeah. And they're telling
just about
something.
depression. Yeah,
it's about depression, about grief, about It Follows is about like sexual transmitted diseases. So these are all the substance.
Yes.
Bring Her Back this year, which is about grief and the loss of a child, and what would you do to bring them back? Sinners, like all
Sinners, great.
All these movies are great metaphors to something even greater than the movie. So I think that the horror or the genre elements are just tools to make your point even more transcendent to the audience.
Yeah, interesting that Jordan Peele, for instance, is a great example to someone who's been making, comedic sketches for years, building his brand. And then the first one was Get Out, right?
Yeah.
So good. I liked it. I don't know if you
I love it. I love Jordan Peele. Yeah, absolutely.
And then Nope and all that stuff. And in Get Out, for me, the most terrifying from all of the scenes was when the cop car arrived at the end. Yeah, like, because it just kind of like culminates all these like racial issues and all this like injustice.
You're already thinking. You only see the lights. You're already thinking like everything that's going to happen to him, which is crazy. I mean, he shot both endings.
Yeah, exactly.
That it was like an actual cop and he gets arrested and and then the one that it was his friend with TSA, which is cool. But like I'm one for grim endings. I like dark endings. I like sad endings. I'm not really into happy endings. So like most of the things that I wrote, I always have like a really dark ending.
But why is it the thing with America? Like we were always laughing about like American ending is always this like everybody comes together and
and
there's
everything,
like this closure and everybody feels good and you need to leave the theater, not
because I think that
your Prozac needs to continue working or whatever.
Like you need to release the audience back into the status quo.
Yeah, exactly.
Before they can go about. But I feel like if you don't, then the movie will stay with them for a little bit longer. They'll talk about it. It's like the perfect example is Speak No Evil. This Dutch-Danish movie that came out a couple years ago, which is brutal and cruel and super evil. And then they made the Hollywood remake. And the original has a super dark ending. Horrible ending. I remember that movie ended and I just went home. I was not in the mood to talk to anyone. And I haven't seen the remake, but I know that the ending is the heroes.
The hero, okay.
Save the day, you know?
Yeah, it'd be funny.
Like the protagonist.
A Marvel character just falls.
Yeah. No, the protagonist defeat the bad guys and they go together as a family. And
okay. Oh,
it's like the whole point of the other movie was how horrible it was. 7.
7, great.
Yeah,
7
what's in
great.
the box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I went into a loophole of that with David Fincher. Actually, it almost didn't get made because he was. There was the film before that. There was a complete. No, that's
7 is first, right?
7 is first. 7 is first. 7 was before that.
Yes. Yeah.
And he lost credibility because of that, and he wanted to actually go back to. He wanted to go back making just music videos actually for Madonna and for the big stars, and they came with the first version of 7. And it went through so many rewrites, but at the end they sent the first version to David Fincher, the one with the box. What's in the box and what's it? Because they wanted to cut it out completely. And eventually, and this is like
it's the scene everybody quotes. Yeah,
it's the scene. Yeah, what's in the box exactly. And it was shot very quickly. Just the colors there are so dark. Everything is so grim constantly.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I watched it with my son because he's also a horror buff.
Nice.
And it was pretty slow, man. It was slow. I was like, get to the murders, man. Because we're so used to like everything quick. Get to the thing, to the next. The ADHD thing, of like neurodivergency of like, I need everything fast. We were sitting, my son was just like, dude, this is like
so boring.
Yeah, I'm dying here. We see a body every like 10 minutes. I want to see a body every 10 seconds, and I'm like, okay, this is something, and it was interesting to see that because our threshold is so much like,
changing
completely.
Yeah. I mean, I love slow movies. I love movies that take their time.
But I think if it was made now, it would be made completely
absolutely
different.
Oh yeah. It's the streaming era. Like it's a thing that Netflix asks you to say, like to show and tell the audience what's happening because they know that they're going to be looking at their phones during the movie.
Exactly.
Which is for me like it's.
What do you think of Christopher Nolan's work?
I mean, obviously he's a fantastic filmmaker, man. Yeah. But I'm personally not a huge fan. I mean, I love Memento. I love The Prestige. I think it's a wonderful fucking movie. His Batman trilogies are fine. I mean, obviously The Dark Knight with the Joker is incredible movie. But I never consider it Batman. And that's based on something one of my best friends who's a very, very big Batman fan. He said, like, dude, Batman's the best detective in the world. And in the Nolan movies, everybody fools him. Like, he's not being a detective, He's being kind of like a secret agent, which is so the movies are fun, but it doesn't feel like Batman. And it didn't feel like Batman until Robert Pattinson for me.
Really?
Yeah, that one felt full-on proper Batman because he was like...
I couldn't get through this film. I fell asleep every single time. I really tried. I was like, stay up.
And there's a lot from 7 in that movie from that Fincher.
Yeah, I don't know.
That slow Fincher film, and I love that movie.
Yeah.
And then Tenet, I was not a fan. It was too loud. I saw it at the Eye, and it was incredibly loud. Dunkirk, thought it would not into war movies anymore. And then Oppenheimer, I didn't watch. I watched Barbie.
Inception.
Oh, Inception, I like. Interstellar, I love.
Interstellar, yeah.
Interstellar, I freaking love.
Yeah. It's great.
But yeah, I mean, obviously.
Who are your who are like directors that you see as like a source of inspiration?
Guillermo del Toro, like 100%. I always say he's my spirit animal, and I admire him incredibly. I really like Robert Eggers. I think his passion and his dedication towards making everything so period accurate is fantastic. I really like Ari Aster. I love from older generations, Terry Gilliam was like, I was obsessed with Terry Gilliam's work for a long time. I really like Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
But I think that lately, or directors that are working right now, besides Guillermo del Toro, Jordan Peele, I think he's fantastic. Oh my God, Osgood Perkins, the guy who made Longlegs. Just one of my favorite horror movies in the last few years. I loved it. And Zach, I forgot his name, the guy who made Weapons.
I don't know.
Zach Krager, I think. He made Barbarian and Weapons, and now he's shooting a film adaptation of Resident Evil, which I hope it's going to be good, because Weapons is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that it's a good hand. So for horror voices right now, those are the ones that excite me the most, usually. Demian Rugna, who's an Argentinian who directed When Evil Lurks, Cuando acecha la maldad. One of the best horror movies, and like it blew up worldwide when it comes to festivals. Obviously, if you don't go to festivals, then you don't even know what movie I'm talking about. But there's a lot of really good horror happening, and I think we're on the verge here in the Netherlands to make like good horror.
What do you think is stopping it? Is just talent, or is it a pool of ideas? Or
no, I think it's guts. Like it's having the guts to really go for it.
The risk, yeah.
Yeah, taking the risk of going full horror.
Yeah, because I can imagine, like, if it costs so much money, just for I'm just, of course, I'm assuming, just from small productions, it's in the tens of thousands, right?
Oh, a small movie is like €1 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that's not even.
It's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
You can make a movie with 350,000.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the.
This is like a house we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is the price of a house.
No, it's
so you're putting like a lot on. You're putting a lot like at stake, and no one guarantees, and it's such a big passion thing. It comes from such a deep passion that if it flips and if it returns a profit, that's like a thing by itself. That's why I understand when you say the miracle thing, that a movie, it's a miracle that it's even made. And it takes so long to make a movie and to just get the money together and the people and the crew and what is the thing that keeps you encouraged to do that?
Stubbornness, like the sheer passion of what you do.
Yeah.
And seeing like my friends who are also directors just like moving up in their careers as well, and seeing that we all want the same for the Netherlands in terms of horror. We all support each other. I think that's something that is really awesome. Yeah. The horror community is a horror that like all of us directors, like we help each other, because I know that if you're successful, then we're all successful, because it's about proving that genre here could be profitable. Because I think the genre, and specifically horror, is at the base of any healthy film industry. Because they're cheap to make, and most times they always make their money back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The problem is right now, like taking the risk of really going for it. I mean, the last 2-3 horror movies, like horror quote unquote, that have been made in the Netherlands that are good, they're not horror enough.
So what qualifies horror enough for you? What is that?
I mean, it feels more like a dark drama with a little bit of like genre assault on top, but they don't fully go for it. Like when you watch the movie, it's hard to explain, but you're watching knowing that it really wants to be a horror, but it's not doing it. And I think that really, really going for it is a better bet.
Yeah.
Because then you're doing something that's like, oh, it's gonna create an impact either way.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's good, it's bad, people like it, people don't. At least you went full on instead of like, oh, let's play it safe just in case. Then that's when, for me, movies are forgotten really quickly.
Yes, exactly. And I still think the language thing is also a big barrier of it becoming internationally successful.
I don't know. I mean, Parasite, Korean.
I think that's a huge anomaly, Parasite. If you look at it like in the sense of it was so gripping and so good that the language the language was this. Oh, okay, they're just doing that. You know, it could have been in any other language. I would still be gripped completely. You know, to just the story, also, and the characters and how you connect with them, and the ending also. You know, that is just like.
Because that was like the anomaly there was because it was a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
But here in the Netherlands, if you go to the film Halle, there's a Danish movie, there's a Chinese movie, there are 3 French movies, there's an Italian movie. So I don't think that at least here we do consume a lot of films from other countries. We don't really support our own cinema. Because also the options are not great. Like you even have like Onze Boys 2 about the strippers, or
crime. I feel like it's a lot of like
Bomb BB 15 in Bangkok, or But these movies do make their money back, and they already have like their set audience. But I know that there's a big ass community that love horror in the Netherlands specifically. And I know that if we make something that is just like we're all craving for a good Dutch horror movie, and I think it's about to happen. I really hope that it's about to happen.
Yeah, and investors are like behind it, and they feel.
Well, I mean that's a different thing. Getting the budget and the film funds is starting to look more towards genre. I mean,
because what would have been mainly sponsored by the film
funds.
Many documentaries, or
a lot of documentaries, a lot of dramas. You know, Loverboy. I mean, the Tatas and all these. Like,
Loverboy. I mean, I saw also the just the arc of Cyril. You know how he started, because I saw the first one. I remember just online, and then I followed him, and I just saw like this arc of his, this success. You know, it's really. Beautiful. I mean,
right now Amsterdam 2 is on in the cinema. But I know that.
Oh yeah, I watched also. I just watched it now on Netflix with that Femke Jensen. She completely destroyed her face, man. That's such a pity. About like the weed
Amsterdam Empire, something like that. Is it good?
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's like it's gripping. It's cool.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. I mean, it's I think she did a great job there, Femke Jensen. I was just so distracted by just the plastic surgery. I just get so distracted by this because it's such a beautiful woman and just did that to herself. I was sitting with my wife. She said, "Oh yeah, he's famous. She's famous. He's famous." Like it's just it's also, it feels like very small. You know what I mean? It's like the same people get the same roles constantly, like being circulated.
Yeah, that's at least my feeling. It's just taking chances, man. Like I hostage this. Yeah. Which, I mean, is it a good movie? Like I think technically. It's an incredible movie because it's like...
They also built it like in a hangar,
man.
Right?
It's not shot on location, which really blew my fucking mind. And it's all the virtual production and everything. Amazing. And obviously everybody ran to see it. If that had had a theatrical release, everybody would have run to see it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody remembers when that happened.
Exactly.
I mean, it was not that long ago.
No, 3 years.
And
3 years.
it's in Dutch, set in Amsterdam, about something that happened here. Yet it was the #1 Netflix movie in the entire world. So I think that the language is not it's the situations. It's what needs to be translated are the human experiences.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you about that. Yeah. Totally.
So a movie like Onze Jongens is never gonna travel because there's Magic Mike, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's Hollywood. So there you cannot really compete.
Yeah, and I think that's, if we go back to Parasite, you know, it's like, it was just, it also gave, you know, it gave a window into a culture that I personally don't know, you know, but like in a very, it was this dichotomy of poverty and wealth.
Yeah, which is quite universal.
It's universal in that sense, but seeing how poverty and wealth are being handled in Korea in that sense, you know, and even when they would smell them, you know, and they would just reek, and like he didn't want to touch them, he didn't want this when he understood who they were, and like just these like small things, you know, things in the language, things in the way that they express themselves. So there's always another story to be told, you know. There's always a story that can grip people.
It relies on I think these stories rely on the audience having empathy. So I think that's why those movies resonate. So if you can feel empathy for the characters, then you're in.
Yeah.
You're absolutely in.
Exactly.
And here I think we are capable to do that. I mean, the last Oscar that the Netherlands won was last year, this year or last year. It was for the best short film. Right? Yeah. And it's a science fiction short film. And I feel like that also, like what Victoria did there, is gonna, that ripple effect is gonna affect in a positive way science fiction and genre in the Netherlands. Because now there's an Oscar. Now there's like, hey, yes, we can do it.
There's an authoritarian thing, like authority thing of understanding.
And I know that she's already planning her feature. I don't know anything about it, but I know that it's a genre film. So I really hope that it doesn't happen what had to happen with Haline Rein, that she wanted to make a horror movie and she couldn't find she's like, okay, fuck you all, I'm off to the US. And now she's like A24's poster child in a good way, you know? Like Bodies is a great movie.
Yeah.
Baby Girl is fun. But I mean, instead of like having talent, like having to leave, which also happens in Mexico, like Guillermo del Toro, Alfonso Cuarón, Iñárritu.
It happens just going to bigger markets with more resources. And
really support your talent, your local talent.
Yeah.
Like Hoyte van Hoytema, which is one of the best cinematographers today. He did Nope, Oppenheimer,
I didn't know
Tenet. He's Dutch.
Okay.
Rejected from the Film Academy many times.
Jesus, that's
and then he came back, and the Film Academy was like, "Oh, the prodigal son returns."
Yeah.
Like, no offense to the Film Academy, obviously, like respect and all, but yeah, it's this whole thing about it's a little bit hypocritic.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, what's up? We have here some guests happening here. So, what would be the advice you would give yourself from 10 years ago, with all the knowledge that you have?
It'll pass. Just push through. It's worth it. Especially moving across the globe. Be more patient. Be more patient, because I mean things take time, especially when you're switching not just countries but cultures and continents, and you're starting over again. It's not gonna happen overnight, and that really depressed me during the first few years. So it's just patience and like trust the process, which sounds really guru-y and really stupid, but it really helps. And get medication earlier, like. Like, you have ADHD, motherfucker.
Get
like,
Adderall,
do something about it. Like 10 years ago, I think that would have made a difference, man.
That's such a good
advice. Go to therapy, get medication. That's just sane advice for everyone in my perspective. Like, honestly, if you need it, you don't need medication, don't take it. Like, it's fine.
I mean, it is pharmaceutical amphetamines, so it gives you that focus.
Yeah.
Kiko, thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you. That was really fun.
We went everywhere, but but I loved it.
Cats, horror.
Cats, horror.
Fermentation.
Yeah, exactly. Fermentation.
Neil Breen. Oh,
man, I need to
look up Neil Breen.
Because if he tops Tommy Wiseau, wow,
oh my God, it's another level.
That's like a different. Wow, that's a different just reality. I think.
Because also Neil Breen does science fiction.
He does science fiction. Wow.
With like, zero resources and zero talent.
It's like L. Ron Hubbard, from...
and he's made like 15 features. It's insane. It's insane.
He does have a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari in that film where he's a hacker.
Yeah.
By Rolls Royce.
I mean, I don't know how he gets all this money. Well, I mean, all these views in YouTube, he has to bank somehow, or he has to be fucking rich to be doing this. Yeah. Jeez. Anyway, but
thanks so much, man. Some royalty money.
Yeah.
Kiko, thank you again for doing this episode. It was great. Is there anything you want to plug? Like,
none really. Well, I mean, in February it's another edition of Club Imagine, which is the little version of Imagine Film Festival that we do twice a year. One in February, March, and one in June. So definitely follow Imagine Film Festival on Instagram. I think when I'm done with my projects, I'll plug them separately.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here and Into the Score. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, follow us, comment. Also, if it's hateful, I don't care. Yeah. We got some hateful stuff. We got some also really stupid comments, really. Ugh, the IQ of the internet. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We love you, and we will see you at the movie set.